Hi everyone, welcome back to Cilium series. Hi, I am Soubhagya, a software engineer at IMESH. Today's session will be how we can install Cilium in AWS with chaining. Alright, before we jump into more details, let's have a quick recap using this diagram to review what we discussed in our previous videos. This slide shows the main architectural components of Cilium and how they work together. First, let's look at the client agent pod. Because this runs as a daemon set, you'll have one of these pods on every single node in your cluster. Its main job is to act as the local control plane for that node. It watches the Kubernetes API for things like network policies and then translates those rules into eBPF programs. The agent then loads these eBPF programs directly into the Linux kernel. This is the data path where all the high-performance networking happens. Traffic is routed, security rules are enforced, and load balancing is performed at native kernel speed. Next, we have the client operator. This is a central manager for the entire cluster. It handles tasks that only need to be done once, like managing the overall IP address pool for all the nodes. A key takeaway here is that the operator is not in the critical path for traffic, which makes the system very resilient. And finally, we have the observability layer. Each agent pod contains an embedded Hubble server that collects network data. This data is sent to the Hubble relay, which gathers information from all nodes. You can then use the Hubble CLI or UI to get a complete cluster-wide view of your network traffic. So, to summarize, the agent on each node programs the kernel, the operator manages the cluster, and Hubble gives you the visibility to see it all working together. Alright, with that architecture recap in mind, it's time to move from theory to practice. Our next section is a hands-on demo. As you can see on the slide, the main goal here is to install Cilium in chaining mode on an AWS EKS cluster, and we'll be using Helm to do it. By the end of this demo, you'll be able to first understand what Cilium chaining mode is and how it's used to add Cilium's features on top of the default AWS CNI. You'll also learn the required prerequisites and setup you need to get your AWS cluster ready. Then we'll use Helm to install Cilium in chaining mode. After it's installed, we'll verify the installation to make sure all the Cilium components are running correctly. And finally, we'll perform a connectivity test to validate that Cilium's networking and all the chaining behavior is working exactly as expected. So let's start with that very first point. What is Cilium chaining mode? Let's use this diagram to see what that means. When you create an EKS cluster, it comes with the default AWS CNI. As you can see, its main job is the device plumbing. It creates the network interfaces, the ENIs, handles IP address management, IPAM, by giving pods an IP from your VPC, and sets up the basic routing in the Linux kernel. But the AWS CNI doesn't provide advanced features like network policies or deep observability. This is where Cilium chaining mode comes in. Instead of replacing the AWS CNI, Cilium chains itself to it. Look at the BPF ingress and BPF egress boxes. Cilium attaches its eBPF programs to the pod's network device after the AWS CNI has set it up. This lets Cilium inspect all traffic coming in and going out. So the AWS CNI handles the basic IP addressing, and then Cilium takes over to provide all of its powerful features: load balancing, network policy enforcement, encryption, and rich visibility with Hubble. It's a way to get the best of both worlds. We keep the native AWS IP addressing and layer Cilium's powerful security and observability features on top. Now, let's move on to the prerequisites for this setup. Alright, so before we can start the demo, we need to quickly go over the prerequisites and setup. First, there are some general requirements. These are the tools you'll need on your own machine. We'll need Helm, the Cilium CLI, the AWS CLI, and standard tools like Kubectl, curl, and JQ. For this demo, I already have these pre-installed on my system. If you need help with installing any of them, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Second, for the AWS specifics, the main thing is checking the minimum VPC CNI version. Since we're chaining, we have to make sure the existing AWS CNI is a version that Cilium can work with. We also need to update our AWS security groups. We must open up the node port range to allow traffic. And finally, to make sure our connectivity test succeeds, we need to allow ICMP traffic so our pods can ping each other. If you need more info, the official documentation link is right at the bottom. Okay, we've covered the theory and the prerequisites, so now we will begin our practical demo. We'll be following the 4 main steps you see on this slide. First, we'll add the Cilium Helm repository to fetch the charts. Second, we'll create a separate namespace for our Cilium installation. Keep in mind this is optional. You could also install it in Kube system, but we'll use Cilium system for this demo to keep things organized. Third, we'll run the main Helm install command with the specific flags for chaining mode, and finally, we'll verify the installation to make sure everything is running. Alright, so here we are in the terminal. That first step is to add the Cilium Helm repo. I'm just going to run the Helm repo add command, and you'll see it tells me the Cilium repository already exists, which is because I've added it previously. If this is your first time, go ahead and add it for you. Great. Now, before we create the namespace, let's just confirm our cluster context. I'll run kubectl get nodes, and as you can see, we're connected to our EKS cluster, and these are the EC2 instances that are our worker nodes. Okay, now for step 2, we'll create the separate namespace. I'll run kubectl create ns Cilium system. Okay, that's created. And just to quickly verify it's there, we can run kubectl getNes, and yep, you can see Cilium system is now in the list. Alright, with our namespace ready, we're at the main part, the Helm install command. Alright, so here is the complete Helm install command we're going to use. Let's break down each flag so we know exactly what it's doing. Version 1.18.3, our first flag is version. This simply tells Helm exactly which Cilium version we want to deploy. Namespace Cilium system, this is our second flag. Namespace. This tells Helm to install everything in the Cilium system namespace we just created. Set CNI.chaining mode AWS CNI. Now we get to the important flags. This set command is what enables the chaining mode. We're specifically telling Cilium that we want to chain it on top of the existing AWS CNI plugin. Set CNI.exclusive back false. This one is critical for chaining to work. By setting CNI.exclusive to false, we're telling the installer not to take exclusive control of the CNI configuration. This ensures it doesn't remove the existing AWS CNI config, allowing both CNI plugins to coexist. Set enable IPv4 masquerade false. We set enable IPv4 masquerade to false because in the AWS VPC, our pod IPs are already directly routable. We don't need Cilium to perform any NAT or masquerading. The VPC handles the routing for us. Set routing mode native. And finally, we set routing mode to native. This instructs Cilium not to create an overlay or tunnel. Instead, it will rely on the existing routing tables in the VPC that the AWS CNI has set up. So with all these flags, we're telling Helm to install Cilium, not as a replacement, but as a layer on top of the existing AWS CNI, using the native VPC for all its routing. Okay, the Helm release is deployed. So we're now at step 4. Verify the installation. We need to confirm that everything is running correctly. As the slide showed, there are two main ways we'll do this. First, we'll use the Cilium status command. This is the recommended way to get a quick health check. Second, we'll do a manual verification. This is where we'll use kubectl to manually check that the pods are running and then look at the agent's debug status. Let's start with that first method, running Cilium status. As I mentioned before, this command defaults to the kube system namespace. Since we installed Cilium in Cilium system, we need to specify that with a flag. So I am running Cilium status, namespace Cilium system. Okay, and you can see from the Cilium status output, the control plane is okay and everything looks good. So that's the first check. Now let's do our manual verification, starting with the pods. I'll run kubectl get pods and Cilium system. And you can see here we have our Cilium agent pods running on each node, and the Cilium operator is also up and running. So all the pods look healthy. For the final, most detailed check, let's look at the debug status directly from inside one of the agent pods. We'll run kubectl exec into one of the Cilium daemon set pods and run the Cilium dbg status, verbose command. Alright, here's the verbose output. As we scroll through, you can see everything looks good. But most importantly, if you look right here at the CNI chaining configuration, you can see it explicitly states it's using AWS CNI and that the chaining mode is enabled. This confirms our installation was successful and that Cilium is correctly chained on top of the AWS CNI. Alright, let's move to the final section of our demo, the connectivity test. For this, we'll use the built-in Cilium connectivity test command. Now you'll notice I'm passing an additional test argument with a specific regex, L7TLS to FQDNs with proxy. This regex is important. The exclamation at the beginning means exclude. We are telling the test to skip any test cases that match L7, TLs, or 2FQDNs with proxy. Why are we doing this? Because we're in chaining mode. In this mode, Cilium doesn't have full control over the entire data path and routing. The AWS CNI is still involved. This means that advanced layer 7 features aren't guaranteed to work reliably. This is a key point. If you need powerful L7 capabilities or a full service mesh while in chaining mode, a common pattern is to install Istio on top of Cilium to handle that. The regex matching is also flexible. As you can see, we're only using partial names to ignore the full test suites, and of course we run this in our Cilium system namespace. Okay, let's run it. And validate our setup. Okay, so the connectivity test is now in progress. While that's running, let me show you something interesting. This test doesn't just run in the background, it actually creates its own resources to validate the cluster. As you can see from my terminal, a new namespace has popped up called Cilium Test 1. The test deploys its own set of pods into this namespace. You can see them here: client, echo same node, etc. Now this test will take some time. Its progress depends a lot on your internet speed. If you run this from within the AWS console, it's much faster and will likely complete in about 10-15 minutes. For my case, it's going to take a bit longer, so I'm going to pause the video here. We'll continue right after the test completes. Welcome back. As I mentioned, the test from my local machine got interrupted due to an internet issue, so I've switched over to the AWS console, which will be much more stable. Now, just to show you that we are working on the exact same cluster, let's run kubectl get nodes here in the console. In my local terminal, I am running kubectl get nodes, and from the output you can see that my node IPs end with 200 and 250. Next, I will switch to the AWS console to get a better ping comparison between my terminal and the EKS cluster. As you can see, the node IPs are the same ones we saw before, ending in 200 and 250. Okay, now that we're on the console, let's rerun our connectivity test command. Continuing. Okay, the test is running again, and as you'll notice, it's already moving very fast compared to running it from my local machine. That's the benefit of running it directly on the console with a stable high-speed connection. This will still take a few minutes to complete all the checks, so let's pause again. We'll continue right after this test completes. Alright, as you can see on the terminal, our connectivity test has completed successfully with 0 failures. This gives us great confidence that Cilium is properly chained and our networking is working fine. Now, before we wrap up this session, I want to run one final check, which is a performance test using the Cilium connectivity perf command. This will also take a few moments to run, so I'm going to pause the recording one last time and we'll come back as soon as it's finished. And we're back. As you can see, our performance test has also completed successfully. So with both the connectivity and performance tests passed, we can definitively say our installation is a success. Let's end our session here. If you followed along and ran into any issues, especially with the connectivity test, maybe you had some ping failures or other errors, please put a comment below and I'll try to help out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.